Welcome to the Risk It Rich channel. Today we are talking about something that determines the direction of life much more than education, luck, or starting conditions. It is thinking. It affects how you evaluate opportunities, respond to difficulties, and make decisions. Often people believe that limitations come from outside, but a significant part of them live inside. Old beliefs can seem like facts, but in reality, they are just habits of thinking in a certain way. In this video, we will explore how thinking is formed, why it sometimes hinders development, and what can be done to change internal attitudes. This is a practical conversation about controlling your own direction. Thoughts do not appear suddenly. They are formed gradually under the influence of the environment. In childhood, the brain works like a sponge, absorbing the behavior patterns and phrases of adults. When words about scarcity, fear, or limitations are heard frequently, they become established as the norm. Children do not question what they hear. They build their picture of the world based on repetition. Over the years, these ideas turn into automatic reactions. People may avoid risks or opportunities, considering this to be their own character. In fact, it is the result of learning. Awareness of the origin of beliefs helps to see that they are not immutable. Most decisions are made unconsciously, on autopilot. The brain saves energy by using familiar patterns. That is why old beliefs are activated faster than logical analysis. When a new opportunity arises, an inner voice may immediately raise doubts. People perceive this as intuition, although it is often just a habit of thinking cautiously. Automatic reactions are not the enemy. They help us quickly orient ourselves. The problem arises when these reactions are based on outdated attitudes. Noticing them means regaining control over our decisions. Limitations rarely appear as direct prohibitions. They are disguised as rational explanations. A person may say that now is not the right time, or that there are insufficient resources. Often, these arguments are driven by a fear of change. Such barriers seem logical, so they are difficult to notice. However, they gradually form a habit of avoiding development. When a person begins to analyze their excuses, they see recurring patterns. This is where the opportunity to change their approach arises. Recognizing a limitation is not a defeat, but a starting point for new thinking. The brain strives for stability. Even an uncomfortable situation seems acceptable if it is familiar. That is why people can remain in conditions that do not bring them satisfaction for years. Change causes uncertainty, and the brain perceives uncertainty as risk. This is a natural defense mechanism. However, development is always associated with going beyond the familiar. Realizing this allows us to separate real danger from psychological discomfort. People begin to see that fear of change does not always mean danger. Awareness is the moment when you notice your own reaction before it turns into action. Instead of an automatic decision, it is in this pause that choice appears. A person can ask themselves whether their reaction corresponds to the real situation. This approach trains mindfulness. Over time, the pause becomes a natural part of the process. Awareness does not mean constant control over every little thing. It is the ability to see the key moments when a decision is formed. Properly formulated questions change the direction of thinking. When a person asks why everything is difficult, the brain looks for confirmation of the difficulty. If you ask what can be done differently, the focus shifts to solutions. Questions shape focus. They activate the creative processes of the brain. Regular use of constructive questions gradually changes the style of thinking. A person begins to see opportunities where they previously saw only obstacles. Every person has an internal dialogue. It is this voice that influences emotional state and determination. If the internal dialogue is based on constant criticism, tension and doubt arise. A supportive tone does not mean ignoring reality. It is a way of talking to yourself constructively. This approach increases resilience and concentration. You can train your inner dialogue by replacing destructive phrases with neutral or helpful ones. New beliefs are reinforced through practice. Actions create experiences that gradually rewrite old patterns. Even small steps matter. Each result gives the brain new information. Over time, evidence accumulates that change is possible. This reinforces confidence. Theory without practice remains an idea. It is action that transforms intention into a real process of development. Fear is a natural reaction to the unknown. It signals an area for growth. Instead of avoiding fear, it is useful to explore its cause. Fear is often based on imaginary scenarios. Analysis and gradual action reduce its impact. A person begins to distinguish between real risks and psychological barriers. This builds confidence in one's own decisions. Changing your mindset takes time. Neural connections are formed through repetition. Expecting quick results creates tension. Patience allows the process to develop naturally. Every step, even if it is imperceptible, reinforces the new behavior pattern. Consistency is more important than speed. The people around us influence our worldview. Our environment can support our development or reinforce our doubts. Consciously choosing our environment helps us stay focused. Communicating with those who think constructively creates additional motivation. This does not mean abandoning old connections. It is about balancing influences. Daily information shapes our perception of reality. A constant stream of negativity increases anxiety. Conscious choice of sources helps maintain clarity of thought. Useful content broadens horizons and stimulates development. Information hygiene becomes part of psychological resilience. Motivation is unstable. It depends on emotions and circumstances. Discipline creates a structure that supports action regardless of mood. Regular steps form the habit of moving forward. It is discipline that ensures steady progress. Mistakes are a source of data. They show what needs to be corrected. Perceiving mistakes as experiences reduces the fear of failure. People begin to experiment and learn faster. This accelerates development. Emotions influence decisions. Being aware of your own reactions helps you maintain balance. Observing your emotions creates distance between feeling and action. This allows you to make more informed decisions. Change is inevitable. Flexible thinking allows you to adapt. Instead of resistance, people look for new approaches. This increases efficiency and reduces stress. Accepting responsibility gives you back control. You stop looking for external causes and focus on your own actions. This creates a sense of power. Thinking changes throughout life. Learning and practice support this process. Regular reflection helps to evaluate progress. Development becomes a constant part of life. Thinking determines the direction of actions and results. It is not fixed. Everyone can review their beliefs and create a new decision-making system. Start with awareness, maintain discipline, and act gradually. Thank you for watching Risk It Rich. See you in the next video.